When John the Baptist was in prison and wanted to know whether Jesus was actually the long-awaited Messiah, he sent word asking, "Are you the one who is to come, or should we expect someone else?" In many ways, the layers of health and justice pandemics over the past 6 months and prior have challenged us to answer the same question. Are you the church, or shall we expect someone else? Just as Jesus sent word back to John, the people of the Baltimore-Washington Conference have lifted a hearty response in this challenging season. The hungry have been fed, the fallen have been encouraged, the sick have recovered, disciples have been made and reclaimed, and Christ has been present and glorified in homes, on street corners, in parking lots, and through peaceful prayer and protest. Christ is the one who makes us one and enables us to go out in mission no matter what. The inhumane treatment of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Jacob Blake, and too many more at the hands of police and vigilantes brought us to our knees and demanded even bolder action. From peaceful, prayerful protests to commitments to becoming an anti-racist church, to monthly preaching and teaching on the gospel messages of all served as a wake-up call and created renewed focus on addressing white supremacy and oppression, and ministries of racial justice were strengthened throughout the Baltimore-Washington Conference. The Baltimore Metro District went out in mission together in an immersion, prayer, and action walk from Lovely Lane to St. Matthew's to witness and learn of the differences in lived experience. Many churches participated in See Something, Say Something, and the community noticed as people honked in support as they drove by and thanked us for being out in mission. Congregations from across the conference are being good neighbors. At Tom's Creek UMC in Emmitsburg, this includes delivering fresh homemade bread to those homebound and those on front lines like nurses and first responders, delivering bouquets of fresh cut flowers to shut-ins and those they have not seen in a while, delivering 2,600 meals to people in need and those that cannot get out, and providing 60 backpacks for children as the school year begins. The Mission Central Parish, made up of 7 churches, has raised over $6,000 to date for shoes and distributed more than $12,000 worth of food to families getting ready for school. The parish vision is that mission-focused ministry grows disciples for Jesus and empowers churches of all sizes while working together for the greater good. These churches, plus others in the Baltimore Suburban District, are dreaming and working towards eliminating lunch debt. From Father's Day until a week before school starts, United Methodists in Cumberland join with community partners and other denominations to deliver and serve 800 meals a day for school-aged kids in parks and other public spaces. 10 out of 14 United Methodist churches in town provide the person power to make lunches and pack and deliver coolers around town. It is a lifeline for a lot of elementary-aged children in the area and is a vibrant example of meeting community needs together. During the dual pandemics, churches in the Washington East District started collaborating to worship, feed, study, and serve communion together. People, lay and clergy, are coming together across racial lines of difference to talk, rally, and march together. Fostering relationships is at the heart of going out in mission together. At Agar Road UMC, leaders of the Greater Washington District invested in rebuilding and renovating the church parsonage to provide affordable housing to a local family. This ongoing commitment to leveraging church properties to provide just housing is done in loving memory of the Reverend Adrian Terry. Annapolis church leaders gathered at 2 district events in January and February to reimagine ministry and to see where God was forming some common ground. From projects focused on connecting with young people, to partnerships with seniors and mental health facilities, to cooperative parish ministries, leaders prepared themselves to build, test, measure, and pivot where needed so that more transformed lives transform lives. When we go out in ministry as a part of our connectional system, legacies are possible that outlive any single congregation. In Central Maryland, that happened when Rockville United Methodist Church, which closed last year, had their property given to Bethany Korean United Methodist Church, a newer congregation which reaches a growing Korean population in the area. Responding to the desperate needs of immigrants at the Mexican border, the conference sponsored an immersion trip of discovery and outreach for young people that focused on the intersection of race and immigration and awakened new understanding and support of life-giving ministries. This year, in which United Methodists set out into the unknown, it is clear in the midst of it all, transformed lives still transform lives. Thanks be to God.